The blinds themselves, I actually went and got an entire new kit and put it up and, put the new blinds on there. Yes, I could have left the old kit on there. Yes, I could have just replaced the blinds. However, I wanted it all to be brand new. That's it. I wanted it all to be brand new. I wanted it all to be new blinds, new thing. They got a new beds, new blinds, Um, I'm not getting them a new TV because they're just pretty rough kids and they don't know how to really, take care of things yet. They're learning slowly but surely. They're learning how to take care of things, but they're not quite at that age where they really understand what it means to take care of it. I kid you not. We went and bought them books from Walmart. We were out shopping at Walmart for things around the house that we needed, and after shopping, we went home for well, we went home and finished putting a couple things together, but they were able to take their books and stuff. Well, they ate first, and then they were able to read the books, or they asked us to read them to them, and have some little fun time. But I want to say within 3 hours, Terrence brings his book into the room, and the side of the thing is already ripped off, and this is a hardcover book. So you know what I mean? Like, this is not a soft cover. This is not a paperback. This is a hardcover book. So it was just like, they're learning to try to take responsibility and take care of their things because they're taking care of that bed so far. You know what I mean? They're taking care of other small things like, their games and stuff like that they play with. But it's a journey, and I don't expect them to be perfect at it no time soon. I just want them to keep working on it. That's all I can really say. I'm happy about that. We did also get a new drone, and the kids were super excited about the drone. We went outside and played with it a lot. Terrence smacked it down, but it's okay that he smacked it down. He didn't mean to. He actually was just trying to, have fun and play. They were chasing it like they were trying to get it, and I kept going up and down with it. So they were just having fun. They were having a lot of fun. We really enjoyed spring break together. That was one of the many things we did. And they had a blast, whether it was from being in the house playing with each other or going out somewhere, or even just going to their grandma's house. But we all had a blast. We all had a blast for sure, for sure. I can now officially say my little one is 150% crawling, but he doesn't care to crawl. He wants to walk. So now that he knows how to crawl, he's like, all right, I'm ready to walk. So when I try to put him down, he'll stand up and he'll hold on to my legs, or I'll walk him around the house by holding his hands. Little things to help him just start getting there if he wants to. But yeah, he don't care about crawling. He wants to walk. Junior is ready to go. I can't wait because I wanted him to be able to walk by the time he was 1 on our first birthday together, which is in June. And now that I see he's kind of stepping up and it's March, I got full confidence that he'll be walking full blown by June. I can't wait and so excited to see it. So excited to see it. Now we are working on our birthday. I want to do the actual Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me theme. So that way I can be Dr. Evil and he can be my mini-me. You know what I mean? I'm loving the idea. And we watched a couple movies so that way I can show Diamond, what it means to, because she's never seen it, so she didn't understand what I meant by that. But I showed her and we're good to go there. Now, one thing I want to talk about here, because we're kind of in the middle of the season still, is tax season. This is just a brief little, maybe 5-minute conversation. Okay? I really hope everyone is still being very responsible with their tax money, getting things that need to be done. Like if you can afford a $700 car note prior to tax time, I don't think you should go get one because it's tax time. I think you don't need to be going out there buying Gucci, Louis, whatever the case may be when you're trying to get all this different materialistic things. If you can't really afford it, I don't think you should do that. I think everyone should remain calm with their tax money and continue to prepare for the long run. We personally put off a trip that we wanted to take simply because we wanted to plan to have a better and easier 2024. You know what I mean? We wanted to go out and take a trip to California Adventures to Cars Land, and y'all know how much I love Cars Land. I wanted to go so bad. But, as an adult, we had to make executive decisions, and we changed our responsibilities. We ended up just taking care of all of our bills up through summer, you know what I mean? So that way we can save, we can put things away, we can afford to possibly, get a home in the next year to 2 years. But if we do that for this year and set ourselves up on a great path, it'll be great for our savings account, great for the children, because Not only that, we went ahead and we took care of the kids for the next couple seasons, mainly for spring and summer. I want to say we probably got each kid maybe 20 to 30 outfits apiece, along with maybe 5 to 10 pair of shoes apiece. And some shoes are bigger than others because we all know kids grow super fast. You know what I mean? You got to plan ahead and be ready for stuff like that. And we took every most amount of our money, and we went ahead and paid up all of our bills and responsibilities, took care of the kids, took care of things we needed and we had to get taken care of, paid off a few debts that we owed. Like we really put ourselves in a position to really relax this year and not scramble around, like a check to check kind of mindset. And I really love that for us because this last couple months have been such a relief. Granted, like I'm never going to complain about providing for my family. But providing for my family, it is tough work. But that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I love it. I don't mind that I have to work so much to take care of them. As long as they are safe and they're good, hey, I'm good. You know what I mean? One day off a week, and guess what I get to do with that one day off on Sundays? I spend it with my family. You know what I mean? It's what I've always wanted. I'm not complaining about it. I don't care about being hard work. If it's easy, it's not worth having. You know what I mean? I'm glad I have to work for it. Honestly, I'm glad I have to work for it. But we put ourselves in a position to where we'll be in a great path, in a great way for a great future. I just hope everybody else can do that. Or at least something like that, something towards it. Maybe you can pay off some debt if you can't do everything. Maybe you can go ahead and set your kids up for just the spring if you can't do spring and summer. Because I know some of y'all got more than just 4 kids. We got 4 of them things. Shout out to Temu and AliExpress. We went through shopping on them, so we made things a lot easier for our pockets because we got more bang for our buck. Those boosters y'all keep going to, they can, they can call it a day, F off. Because we definitely don't need none of that. So we went ahead, and don't get me wrong, we tried. But when we were told we had like $150 for 10 outfits, man, we went and spent maybe like $1,500 altogether. I want to say. Maybe less, maybe a little less. But we got shoes, clothes, we got pajamas, I forgot about the pajamas, man. We got so much stuff with that amount of money for all 4 of the kids that I can't complain. Can't complain at all. By the time my kids need something again, we would have a great savings built up. They will have a great savings built up. Like I'm just happy that 2024 is a year for us to just say, woo sa. You know what I mean? It's been tough. It's been rough. It's been long. But hey, it is about time that we are here at the end. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I think a lot of y'all can be a little more careful with what y'all doing with y'all tax money. Some things are wanted, not needed, and I think this year we should really focus on necessities and ways that we can make our lives a little easier for ourselves. If you know you behind on bills, catch up on them and pay them up a little bit so that way you got time to prepare for them to come. Because we all know when those bills come, even though we can all say them bills come at random times, you're going to know each time that power bill going to be due. You're going to know each time that cell phone bill going to be due. You're going to know each time that rent is due. Even though they come at separate times, you know when they do. So help yourself out a little bit. You know what I mean? Give yourself some breathing room. Don't just go out there and live and have fun because you feel like you deserve it. Okay, but you also deserve an easier life, And blowing your money like that is not having an easier life. That's just you putting yourself in another bad predicament because sooner or later that runs out. Now you out of a car because you done got the car you can't afford. Because y'all got to remember these car notes and car insurance ain't expensive. Or the car insurance and car notes are not cheap. They're expensive now. You know what I mean? You paying damn near another place to live together for that. Like, I'm sure some of y'all are paying well over $1,000 for rent and for car insurance and a car note. And that's wild that you paying $1,500 to drive something, and also $1,500 to where $1,500 to $3,000 depending on if you're in an apartment or a home. Some people have it different than others. But why are you paying all of that money to live like that? I'm good. Listen, we own our car. We don't want a car note. When we purchase another vehicle, we're going to purchase it to own it. We don't want a car note. We don't want to afford another bill. We just can't. We can, but we don't want to, honestly. We don't need to. With that being said, I hope nobody feels any type of way. I just really want y'all to do better than we've been doing these last few years. And notice I said we because, first time I got some, good money in my hands, I didn't really, handle them the right way with responsibilities. I kind of blew it a little bit, but I learned from that one time, and I never did it again. You got to learn from your mistakes. You got to learn from your lessons, not losses. You got to learn from your lessons. Mistakes are a part of us, and we're gonna make them every single day. But learn from them. Don't just sit there and not deal with them. Now, this is something I want to say. I have to give a public apology to all of you as well, but to the person that called me out on it, I have to give them a public apology for my outdated information. All right. So I believe the last show I spoke about the odds of men to women here, and I stand corrected. It is no longer 2-1. It is now about 49%, 51%. So just about even, 50-50 for men to women, right? Just about even here. So I apologize because I would make the assumption that it would be, 2-1, 3-1, women to men. And I stood corrected. I did my research after I got corrected on it. I apologized. I'm going to take accountability. I was wrong about the odds, and now I know them firsthand more on the research. So some of these arguments can be had, or let me not say arguments. Some of these conversations can be had on a different term now when we're talking. But for the most part, yes, I did get outdated. I did have outdated information, and I gave it out to you all. I apologize for that. I will not do that. I will try not to do that again because mistakes happen. It may happen, and I just didn't know yet. You learn something new every day. But just to find out that it's just about even, it's a pretty cool playing field now because it's easier to have certain conversations now as well. But one conversation that really strikes me the most when looking at the fact that it's a pretty even ball game on the amount of women and men in this world, this statistic is the one that stood out for me the most, was the fact that 63% of men are single. And do you know how many women are single? What's the percentage on that? 34%. Now, I get math, but, from what I see out in the world, right? From what I see, I don't know. I just can't believe to hear that 63% of men are single and 34% of women are single, because these men they're dealing with someone. And I personally been in a situation. Hey, I'm married now, talking about the past, but I've been in a situation where I was the other person on the side and probably didn't know for a little while, or I didn't know at all, or the only way I found out is they came to work with a black eye, and I showed up to that store that day. There's so many different ways and options to know about what was going on, but I just know a lot of people, right? And I see a lot of things, okay? And, these women may be in relationships, but, that don't mean that anybody's being faithful wholeheartedly. Now, I'm not saying it's every single woman, just like I'm not saying every single man is faithful, right? But what I am saying is the math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing, and I was having that conversation with Diamond. I even told her, I said, well, technically speaking, they do say 50% of women have a backup partner. So when things go south, they are ready to leave. I think that's crazy because we had a conversation about this, and first of all, let's get back to the stats really quick. Let me not get off topic. So I don't have the actual statistics on the percentage of those men that are single, if they are straight, if they are, part of the LGBTQ community. I hope I said that right, and if I didn't, please forgive me. I hope I said it right, though. But if you don't know what do they have going on, if they're incarcerated, what was the other one? God, there was one more. I can't remember what the other one was. However, and that percentage I gave was going off of the age range of 18 to 29%. Or sorry, from the age of 18 to 29 is the percentages of that. 63% of men are single, 34% of women. Now, they do say as the ages get higher, so does the number. So, you never know. You never know. However, going back to what I was saying on that, since I don't have the full numbers about, if let's say out of that 63% of men that are single, if 30% are incarcerated or 20% are not, like I don't really have the full details to talk about it completely. So I won't really say too much on it because I just think it's wild. Some people are saying that also some of the women are just or dating or dealing with other women. And that's fine too. Another stat I like to bring up when they have that conversation, like the word divorce. You know what I mean? It's a very tricky word, and it's honestly in my household now. It's a very it's a risky word. It's a very hot topic, or I shouldn't say hot topic. It's a pet peeve. How about that, for lack of a better word? But they bring up the divorce rates, and it would amaze you how I think I talked about this as well previously on the divorce rates. They state that between men and women, there's a 70 to 80% divorce rate. They were trying to find a way to, most of the time when it happened, it was always the man's fault, is what they would assume or what they would state. So we were trying to find out what exactly percent of that would be actually on the man. So what they did was they took a study of all lesbian marriages, and the divorce rates were about 100% more, if I'm not mistaken. So it stated that even when you took the man out of the picture, you still showed women leaving the marriage. Now, I say that because I honestly think some people, I'm old school, man. I'm traditional. I marry because love, man. You know what I mean? I want to build a family with somebody. I want to build a life with someone, And I think now marriage is more so about a partnership, which in turn, it can turn into a partnership, right? It can turn into a partnership. But I think one of the reasons that it may be working out for me now, we were able to get through so many, hoops and hurdles. I think it's because we were friends first, we dated, but then we turned into friends for about 4 years, and then we tried the dating thing again. I think that may have been something to save face because it let us get to know each other on a personal level without it being intimate, right? And then we learned each other intimately, of course, right, going from there. But I think a lot of the things now is people are so worried about, well, what can you do for me, or what can I do for you? And don't get me wrong, of course you want somebody that's going to benefit you, but I don't think you should have the mentality of looking for it. I think you should be just, ready for it to come. It should happen naturally is what I'm saying. I think people are trying to force something that shouldn't be forced. Also, of course you have the old thing about they say some, women are gold diggers or whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm not going to comment on that because it is what it is. Like sometimes, some of these women probably just get tired of getting done wrong. They get tired of getting cheated on. And y'all all say they know the type of men they with. Maybe that man promised them that they wouldn't do it no more. You don't know what's said behind closed doors. That's why some things I'm just trying to I try not to comment on if I can't be in that situation myself to give a viewpoint. And sorry, I just can't comment on that. But I just feel like marriage is thrown around so lightly and easily now that divorces are happening because people are marrying for the lust more than anything. And again, don't shoot me for it. I could be wrong. I probably shouldn't have said that, and it could be, completely out of my scope of vision. I probably shouldn't have talked about it at all. But numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? Numbers don't lie at all. I always tell people this, listen, women they just don't talk about it, okay? Men have this thing where if a man cheats or a man sleeps with a woman, he has to let it be known that he finally got somebody or he got something he's been chasing. It's like a hunt. He's got to let everybody know that he's like, lions bring back that kill, right? Let you know that I killed this one. I got to show it off. And a lot of men do that when they sleep with women or they mess with someone. They want to show off that they did that. And I think the issue with that is they talk so much that, of course, they get in trouble for it because now, you're caught up with it. I think the reason why you don't, hear about, women cheat a lot, but the reason why you don't see it or have a lot of proof of it is because women will be sleeping with a man that you don't know about And she will still have dinner ready by 7 p.m. when you get off work, with the house clean, the clothes washed, and the kids fed and bathed. You know what I mean? Because it's just I don't know how they do it, but man, they got like a stealth skill. I don't know if y'all watch anime, but maybe they have like a stealth skill. But they don't care to brag about it and talk about it. The only time they brag about it is when they done slept with somebody, man, because they wanted to get revenge on them for sleeping with theirs. That's when they're going to boast it out, which is childish, because it's like, damn, if this is a man doing this, y'all would be like, oh, you wrong. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be putting our business out there like that. But again, it's more so of the fact that we just need to learn to understand each other. All of this going back and forth trying to target each other it's out of here. The conversation that needs to be had is communication, comprehension. Because sometimes you do try to communicate, but that person just don't comprehend what you're saying. And because y'all don't realize that, you get so uppity about it, or so tight about it, you get so defensive about it because you feel like somebody's attacking you. And sometimes people aren't attacking you, but they've tried to say something to you a million different ways. A million different ways. And you've ignored every single one of them because you don't want to hear it, or it doesn't fit your criteria. And that's just not fair to anybody. So sometimes they come at you aggressively, but they just trying to get you to hear them. You know what I mean? That's all it really is. Me personally, man, I've gotten to a place where I wanted to be combative until I realized that sometimes being combative was causing a bigger issue. Sometimes I had to realize that it's not the fact that I feel disrespected that I have to say something disrespectful. Sometimes when I feel disrespected, I can just say, I feel disrespected by that, and this is why I feel disrespected. And you know how many issues that has solved in my household in the last few months? How many times I've just come out and say, you know what, let me tell you something. Like, instead of me just going off or being aggressive or being angry or being upset, instead of me doing any of those things, and I just simply say, you know what, this is why it bothers me. This is why it bothers me, and this is why I need it to change, because it's making me feel like this. You know what I mean? And I can't tell you how well that has done for it to be to the fact that not only am I communicating in a different way, but now she's also comprehending what I'm trying to say to her. So it's not just I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it. Now it's more so, oh, that's what you're trying to get me to see. You know what I mean? It's like that whole thing when if you wear glasses and you trying to read something, you squinting all the time. You're like, what does that say? And you was like, read the letters. And I'm like, what does it say? But when they hand you your glasses, you're like, oh, it says read. Okay, I see. You know what I mean? Now you're having a different conversation. Sorry, my metaphors be a little off the wall sometimes, but it is what it is. But ultimately, man, like in this day and age, I think a lot of y'all are wanting to marry because you think that title does something or says something. I have been told so many times about, oh, yada, 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 yada. I don't care, I'm married. Okay, but you were just trying to sleep with me. So what does that matter? Obviously, you're not happily married. So you got married for different reasons. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to go get married. Things aren't going my way, and I'm going to go sleep around. I'm going to go to my partner, talk to her, let her know what's going on how we can try to fix it. And if we can't, most likely we'll have to separate. I am not about to break my character because I feel like I'm comfortable somewhere in an environment that no longer suits me. I'm sorry. If you learn how to work through things and get through things, it's so much easier and better. I can't tell you how happy I am to understand and know that fighting is okay. Arguments, disagreements, they're okay. You know what I mean? As long as you can talk through it, you can work it out. You may need time to cool down. You may need time to calm or to be calm, your own little peace, your own little world, whatever the case may be. But understand that a relationship is tough work, let alone that a marriage. Man, it's not easy being in a marriage. It's not easy, light work like y'all think it is. It is tough, man. You have to be consistent now more than ever. And I mean, you have to show up every single day giving it 1,000%. Because sometimes your partner may not have it, so you got to pick up the slack. Sometimes you may not have it, so your partner will pick it up for you. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. It got to the point now, man, like, when I come home from work now, I know when I get home from work, I'm going to have my clothes in the bathroom, ready for me to take a shower. I'm going to have a blunt roll for me so I can take my medicine and smoke, you know. I also know that once I get out the shower and I go lay down, I'm going to get my back rubbed. I'm going to get my feet rubbed. You know what I mean? And I'm going to get something to eat. Probably get my something to eat before laying down. But either way, I know everything's going to be there and ready for me. Do you know how peaceful it is to know that? You know how great it is to know that, to come home to that? It is amazing. I'll tell you that right now. I can battle and fight anything outside in this world right now. And the minute I step foot in that home that we have built and created together, I'm Superman. Bizarro couldn't damage me. Doomsday couldn't get to me. You know what I mean? None of them. That's how I would feel. I'm just telling y'all, man. But it's just the fact that it's a lot of hard work built into that. It was a lot of forgiveness that had to be given. It was a lot of fighting that had to be done. It was a lot of communicating that had to be done. A lot of comprehending. A lot of understanding in general to get through it all. It's not easy, man. It's not easy at all. But I always go back to this. The couple that fight, and I don't mean fight like physically fight, but I mean the couple that disagree and argue the most, even if it's small petty arguments and disagreements or point out flaws, they care about each other the most. Because I care enough about you to point out shit you shouldn't be doing. I care enough about you to point out shit that you should be growing from. You should be doing better from. I care enough about you to see you be a better version of yourself. That's what that means to me. That's what I see in that. If I hear a couple that tells me that their life is perfect and they don't argue, I don't believe it. Because every argument is not unhealthy. It's not. Every argument is not unhealthy. Sometimes some conversations and debates are good for conversation. You need to have them. Sometimes you need to have the understanding of what your partner thinks like and how they feel about things. Because there are certain topics you may feel stronger about that they don't, and vice versa. You never really know. But you know what my biggest issue that I've been having with a lot of people lately, especially going around social media, is this whole my money syndrome. Especially if you're married. Okay. Here's what happened. The conversation on social media that was brought to me was about how women have money on the side, right, that they have put up. So even if their spouses have set joint accounts with them, they have money on the side that's put up. Now, I'm going to start with single women on this topic because I want to give y'all some leeway, right? I want to be a little respectful and understanding from where y'all coming from. Now, technically, you're single until you're married, right? However, when you're dating someone and if y'all have joint accounts and you have money on the side, you know, hey, you are in a situation right now where if you just say the word breakup, you broken up, it's over with, it's done, you ain't got nothing else to say about that person. And you may have to do something. You may have to be able to land on your feet, okay? So you may need money on the side put up for, you know, y'all may be living separately. You may have separate bills than they do. So single, I completely, if you are, sorry, I shouldn't have said single women. Single in general, if you are single and that's the case, I kind of get it on why you may have money on the side. Although if you've been together like 7-10 years, it kind of rubs me the wrong way that y'all still are having money on the side and everything's not in, you know, accessible accounts for each other. Now, you know, again, single, I'm going to give y'all some leeway because I can understand from your viewpoint on why you would possibly have money on the side that your spouse or partner does not know about. Got it. Completely understood. But you married folks. I don't know, man. I feel like if you get married, you're supposed to be all in, right? Like 100. Business aside, right? Business aside, I think that you shouldn't have an issue having those joint accounts. I don't think you should be hiding unless, here's my thing. Why are you planning? Because when I hear about this whole situation with women having money on the side, to me it says you're already planning to exit. You just want to save up enough to get there. You get it? Like, to me, I see that you still have an exit plan, but why are you planning to exit something that we just signed up a life commitment for? Does that make sense? Am I crazy on that one? That's how I look at it. If we signed up to be married and we said those words till death do us part, If we ain't dead, I mean, and if death is the thing doing us part, what does the money come into play? Why does that need to be separated? You see what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like if you are married and you have money on the side as a backup plan or an escape route that your spouse doesn't know about, I don't know, man. It rubs me the wrong way. I feel like you might be in it for the wrong reasons. Because Diamond brought it to my attention and I said, name all my accounts. And she named all 4 of them. Well, she named 3 of them. The other one we don't really count because it's Cash App, y'all. Nobody really named that as a bank. But she was able to name all of them. And I said, well, there you go. There you go right there. And I was like, you may not know the balance in each one of them, but you got access to them. Because I'm not here to hide nothing. Like, if we are doing this together, like as a team, why would I be hiding income from you? Why would I be hiding money from you? Because there may be something that me or you need to take care of. And, if you see the money there, you'll ask me. You'll let me know you need to take care of something. You may tell me you need it. And I'm not going to tell you no if we're married. Come on now. Within reason on what you need. Yeah, I'm going to let you get it. Because you need it. But a lot of y'all are so selfish still. And I don't think you can be married and be selfish at the same time. I just don't think that's fair to your partner. I don't think that's fair to you or your marriage. Honestly. And again, I'm not saying my marriage is perfect. But it's a working marriage. It's a fighting marriage. It's a growing marriage. Through all the ups and downs, we understand each other now more than ever. And we're getting through it. Amazingly. I'm happy about that. Like, I'm proud to be able to say that we're not just throwing in a towel. We're not just throwing in a towel. So, really quick, a little thing off topic because it just popped into my head because we had this conversation and, she laughed about it. Well, one, I got a dark humor. No. Well, yeah, I got a dark humor joke for you all first. The dark humor joke goes, what's the difference between Jesus and a picture of Jesus? And the answer to it is, you can hang the picture with only one nail. Sorry. If you guys didn't like that, if you didn't like it, sorry, but I got a really dark sense of humor, so I thought it was kind of funny. Diamond laughed and told me I was going to hell, and I said, so are you, because you laughing with me. Now, also, just a little one here, a little comedy I got to give you all. So, if you look at the law, majority of our states, there's only about 12 states in the U.S. that practice common law marriage, okay? Only about 12 states, 12 or 13, which means that majority of the states in this country do not practice common law marriage. So with that being said, that means biblically, because in the Bible it says as well, if you're not married, you're single. So biblically and by law, if you are not married, you are single, okay? And this is where it gets pretty funny, and y'all gonna tell me I'm crazy for this. But anybody that you've ever dated, goes for men or women, man or woman. Anybody that you've ever dated, if they've ever told you cheated on them or you cheated on somebody and y'all were not married, it never happened. Because technically by law and by the Bible, you are single until you are married. That is just a little bit of toxic advice I wanted to give out to you all today. Probably shouldn't have, but I think it was pretty funny because we talked about it. And me and Diamond went back and forth for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, I'd say. Maybe 10 to 15 minutes we went back and forth about it. And ultimately, I told her, I said, I don't know why you're getting so defensive. Me and you are married. So regardless of what I do, it's cheating. But I'm not going to do that. There were no wedding certificates in the Bible and meme. Oh. Actually, that is true. I always contradicted that part about how they say that. What do they say? Well, wait. Hold on. I got that too mixed up with the many wives. But there was no wedding certificates in the Bible. So, and again, I'm going to ask because, I'm not saying I know the full history, everything on how it was back then, on how they would get married. But I would expect they would have a ceremony, maybe. No, but I didn't, You're right, though. There were no certificates. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one for sure. I just like to be a little toxic sometimes and stir the pot, Don't mind me. I'm just being me, Don't listen to little old me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But all in all, though, I told Diamond, like, don't worry about it. Anything I do is cheating. So I'm not. But again, I wouldn't cheat on you. I'd rather come to you and let you know I'm having temptation, before I come and tell you I cheated on you. I'm not about to cheat. I'd rather have the conversation, try to work it out, get through it before I just up and cheat on you. It's like I say. There's not too many like that anymore from what I hear, but I also feel like, communication and comprehension. That's all I'm going to say on that one. All in all, I'm going to leave it at that on that one. I didn't even tell y'all we got good news about, no, we'll save that for when it actually happens. The last thing I want to talk about, only because it's funny, okay? Well, in a way it's funny, but it's a serious thing happening, and I haven't caught up in the last day about anything happening, so if anything changed and I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, but this is for what I know so far. If you make a commitment to another person to be monogamous, then that is a commitment. A cheater ain't shit. Boom. Hey, I'm proud to be able to say I've never cheated a day in my life, so I ain't worried about it. But I believe the same thing. If you gotta cheat, don't be even me. You can be single and do whatever you want to do. Cheating is just disrespectful in so many ways. You can bring me something back that can kill me. First of all, you just disrespected me, and that's another conversation. I ain't got enough time for that today. We'll talk about that next time. How about that? What was it? So this whole thing that Diddy's accused of, if it's really going on, sex trafficking, he's gonna go. They're gonna get him for it. But I just think it's funny how the man is on the run. I've been watching. So me and Diamond have been watching this show called The Blacklist. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I've seen it before. She hasn't. So I talk about it, but I don't give away everything. I try not to give away anything to her so she can kind of see it for firsthand for herself. But in this show, you see a lot of criminals, and they deal with the FBI. So you see them doing a lot of raids. You see them doing a lot of, investigations and, fingerprinting and, all of that good stuff on the background with tech and everything. So when it happened and we seen the video footage of everything, I said, you wonder if they're going to make a Blacklist episode about this? Because, we've been watching the show. But, I mean, with everything going on, that's wild to see that, One person I want to say, who was it? Orlando Brown? I mean, everybody called him crazy, but I mean, yeah, I guess some things he actually knew about. Some things he kind of knew what he was talking about on that one, but, so and so. I just think it's hilarious how Diddy actually was on the run for it. And I think they said he was waiting for his people to come out the airport, but I think they had already got snatched up, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm correct on that, I think they got snatched up. Listen. So we've realized that we do really well with family content online. So that's what we're going to try to do more of. I don't know what's going on with this whole TikTok thing, but I've downloaded a new software. I think it's called DaVinci Resolve, so that I can create and edit videos on there too. And I'm going to take everything from TikTok, upload it to YouTube. We still got that old family YouTube channel, so I can bring that back out. And I think it's going to be fun because I'm going to let the kids control it. I'm going to let them do the recording. Kind of get them start their own way on their own little vlogging or blogging journey, whatever the case may be. But they love to have fun with the video camera. I got a new one, so I let them kind of play around with the old one I use to take pictures and videos with. And I am so shocked at how well they've taken care of that camera. And I think they actually think the camera still belongs to me, so they're kind of scared to mess it up. But, I mean, if that's helping them take care of it, I'm not going to correct them on it. But if they tell me that they think that, then I'll correct them and say, no, that's yours. I'll let them know it's theirs, But I like that they're taking really good care of it, and they're not really doing, too much with it. But I'm really happy about that. More to come for sure. Stay looking out. Me and the family, we try to do our thing. Easter's coming Sunday, so with Easter being here, we're already going to, pop up and show out. Especially with it being on a Sunday, and that's my only day off of work, so I get to actually spend the entire day with them. And we don't have to do anything constructive. I don't want to say productive because we're going to be productive by going out and having fun, but we don't have to do anything constructive. Everything is taken care of already. It's just fun time, play time. This Sunday is like a fully loaded day. I can't wait. They deserve it. We deserve it. I deserve it. And by the time we get home, they'll be so knocked out. It'll be great. Because they don't have school Monday. Oh, they don't have school Monday. I didn't think about that. My kids don't have school this Friday or this upcoming Monday. So we need to get on the phone. I need to find a babysitter, most likely, because I think their mom has plans Monday morning, and I got work. So I ain't missing no work. So we're going to get that taken care of. Anyway, before I let y'all go for today, it's been a great Wednesday like I do every single week. I just want to recap on everything, that's going on. Again, y'all be smart with your tax money. Don't blow it all in one place, because you get it once a year, but where you going to spend it at? Spend it to invest in your future so you got an easier year. Try to take care of your kids if you can. Try to take care of some past debts if you can. Again, I found out now that I'm going to apologize to you all. It is no longer 2-to-1 for women and men on this earth. It is now about a 50-50, or it's about even. We'll say that. It's about even for men and women on this planet. And we've learned that, again, like East States, people cheat. You know what I mean? They even said in marriages, 10 to 15% of women cheat. I think 15 to 25% of men cheat in marriages. So we'll have that conversation next week. I'll throw that in. We'll make that a quick 15-minute topic to talk about that, because I got a lot to say about cheating. You know what I mean? I got a lot to say about it. But all in all, at the end of the day, everybody is still needing to understand that we are here for a balance, man. We're here to help each other, to benefit off of each other. I sat down Diamond and told her how much she does on the back end while I go to work is so helpful and how much I appreciate it. And then we had another conversation a few days later on how she told me that she really happy I made that statement because she didn't feel like she was doing enough. She felt like she could be doing better. And I felt bad that it took me so long to say that, because I'm like, well, I can tell you that every day now that I know you feel like that. I can tell you that every single day because I appreciate it. It's so much. It helps me out so much, That part of it I don't have to worry about because I know you got it. Just like you ain't got to worry about bills, I ain't got to worry about the household because I know you got it. And I appreciate it so much. You know how lovely it is to come into a clean home all the time? I mean, even the kids, like my kids, I normally, when I get off work, I make them clean up themselves. But, she help them with it. So that's pretty dope. Clean kitchen, even though we ain't the only ones there. Clean kitchen, clean room, clean house. It's just nice to have little things done without even asking. And don't get me wrong, because I help where I can, you know what I mean? But by the time I try to help, she's sneaky. She waits till I go to sleep. She'll wait till I'm asleep at night. She don't go to sleep late at night. She wait till I'm asleep. That's when she get it done, because she know I'll still try to help out. But anyway, you know what I mean? It's just pretty amazing. It's pretty great that we have teamwork to help each other. But like I told her, the minute she decides to go back and if she wants to work part-time or full-time, then all of these household duties that she's doing, I'm not going to let her do that alone, because there's no way she should come home from working 30 to 40 hours a week and still have to do all of that. No, I got you. You do it on Monday, let me do it Tuesday. You know what I mean? You got it Monday, Tuesday, let me do Wednesday, Thursday. We share Friday tasks. We split it down the middle. You know what I mean? Let's help out each other. So, but anyway, with all that being said, I appreciate y'all for coming to check me out again this week on the hottest radio station on the planet. Hot 702.5 FM. Don't forget to follow me on the social networks, man. It's Mark Quan Thomas on Facebook, or Quan Facebook Joe Thomas. You also got Talk is Cheap on Talk is Cheap 702 on Instagram. You got Juss Quanni on Instagram as well as Twitter, and then you got Quanni 702 on Twitter as well. I hope I didn't forget anything. It is Juss Quanni 23 on TikTok and YouTube, so you can check me out there as well here. And again, man, don't forget to shoot me a message if you need to talk, man. I keep telling y'all that all the time. I'm loving that more of y'all are coming forward, just having to vent a little bit, which is great. So, keep it up. I'm loving it. Until next time, I'll catch y'all next week, though, man, on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week.